This is the sound of a teacher on Thanksgiving break. We made it. I don't know how, but I made it to Thanksgiving break. How? Hi, I'm Kaylee. This is Kaylee Crossstitch, and I'm recording at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday. It's not 5 o'clock. It's 6:45 on a Tuesday, and I made it to Thanksgiving break. This is a channel where I talk about cross stitch and I talk about life things sometimes. And per my last video, I shared with y'all that I'm not feeling so hot about school. And I just have to say thank you for all of your wonderful, wonderful words and your kind support. Oh my goodness, I didn't expect to just have so much love thrown my way. A lot of people messaged me on Instagram, so a lot of you commented here, and even if you didn't, your good thoughts were very, very welcome, and I appreciate it. I think it's gonna get better. I've gotten some appointments made. I got these. They're like slipper socks. Oh, they're so cozy. I got some feel-good juice, and I got stitching. And since my last video, I've worked on a lot. Sunday, I stitched like 1,200 stitches that were full cross. So I've got some whips to show you. I got a new start, spontaneous new start, and I have some haul. Guys, I found my local needlework shop. I found my LNS, and I'll show you what I got from there. I went there without a shopping list, and that was, it is what it is. So let me show you my whips, let me show you my new start, let me show you my haul in that order. So whips. My first whip is my Starry Cats, which I started a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, something like that. This is a chart by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artist is Randall Spangler, and this is my progress. I have this stitching on 28 count, even weave 1/1 full cross, and this is kind of a spontaneous start. I didn't really know what fabric I wanted to do this on, and I was like, you know what, 28 count it is, because I like my, I forgot I have a finish to show you. This is, I usually do half stitches on my large charts now, but I was just feeling it. So I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I'm almost to the bottom of another diagonal. And yeah, it's stitching up pretty well. This is part of my #VanGovember Sal, which is, I guess, nearly over, since November is slowly going away. Did I forget to tell you anything about this? I don't think so. Starry Cats. I like this. I love this piece a lot. I'm almost to the first star. Okay. Then I worked a little bit on Barnyard Animals, even though it's not a VanGovember, but whatever. I like it. So I got a little bit more, a few more lengths of floss. I stitched a little bit more on this one, guys. Yeah, this one's coming in. I'm almost done with the dark blue. I think there's actually a couple it's over here. A couple colors where there's only like 8 stitches left down here, but they're all the way down there. But I've been getting some of this tree in. This is another Heaven and Earth Designs artwork by Donna Gelsinger. And this cowl needle minder I got off Etsy. I don't remember when or where or how much. I don't remember. This is stitched on 40 count even weave, Verdal even weave, 1/1 half stitch. I love this. I love this. I love stitching on this. And I'm using it the method where, sorry about my lighting, it's the evening time. I'm using the method where I go, left to right, top to bottom. And so I'm not like ultra focused on the left to right, but I am going top to bottom. So if there's a empty stitch up here that's higher, then I'll stitch that before I go and stitch more of this tree. And right now it's working out really well where there's variety. So I stitch like a block stitching over here and then confetti in the tree. This tree is like really confetti heavy. So I'm doing it a little bit at a time. Yeah. If you want to see this close up, I have some Stitch With Me videos on this. Okay, I brought out an oldie because I showed you, I don't know, a couple weeks ago that I got another scroll frame. So I brought out Manhattan Beach. This one I put on the scroll frame and it's pretty wide, but I did put, I don't know why I made such wide margins on this, but I have a really wide margin. And this is another Heaven and Earth Designs. This one is retired. I don't know, it must be, I think it's a photo. And this is also stitched on 40 count, even weave, 1/1, half stitch, but using the diagonal parking method. This one is also a paper pattern. So a little bit different style, a little bit different stitching method, still just as enjoyable. I like this one a lot. I've started doing like somewhat stitching cross country within the diagonal, but it just depends on my mood. So I think maybe since you've seen it, I've done, I don't know if I showed you, but I just put in like 400 stitches on Sunday. I did 3 projects on Sunday. Who am I? I don't know why I did 3 projects, but yeah, I don't usually stitch on more than 1 a day, but I did. And this needle minder is, I believe, also from HAED because it matches the chart. This was a gift from my friend Lindsay. It was my first HAED start. Eventually I'll tell you the progress, but I just got so excited to record this. Do you want to see the back of this? It looks the same, except with lines in it. Okay, that's all the full coverage. So, oh, I forgot to show you this. Maybe I'll show you. Don't look. Here's another whip, Iowa. I haven't worked on this one in like a month at least, but I put it in the Q-snap because I was like, I have an 8x8 Q-snap and I don't know what to do with it, so I just stuck Iowa in there, and I finished the light pink and I zoomed through this green. So I did on Sunday, the same day that I did 400 stitches on Manhattan Beach, the same day that I did 300 stitches on Starry Cats for my stream, I did 700 on this, finishing like 200 of the light pink and then however many 500 on this dark green. I don't know why I stitched so many stitches. This is a pattern from Stitches Lover's Shop on Etsy. It is a set of 50 US patterns, and I've had a few finishes of this. Four states I've done so far. This will be the 5th, and I figured I better get some done before the end of the year, but hold that thought because plans change. So I think I am almost to 50% on this. 20 count Ada. 20 count Ada. 2/1 full cross, which I don't really like 2/1 on Ada. On 20 count. Don't really like it, but alas. The coverage is good. It'll just be one that will never be satisfying in terms of how neat the stitches are. Okay. I have a finish. And I'm sorry I didn't take a picture of this. I forgot about it until I hit record. But this is, you can go to my Instagram and look at this Kaylee cross stitch. This is Van Gogh self-portrait, part of Van Goghvember. And it's the same size as Cafe Terrace at Night. And while I'm at it, here's my little Starry Night. Oh, look at how little it is. And I just got done watching Zoe's video, Coco Creates, and she is doing these as well. And she's gonna make a little art gallery for her cat. Now, if you're anything like me, you're a serial finisher and a serial non-fully finisher. And I looked at little teeny frames on Etsy, but I didn't buy any. So I don't know when these will get finished. Maybe they'll get finished. I'm just like, okay, I stitched that. I like the process. I don't just whatever. So there's that. And now I've done 3 for Van Goghvember. 1 a week. I better do 1 more, huh? I think I'll do another on 40 count. I'll do another mini one. The reason I didn't do this on 40 count is because this has back stitching in his coat. So I was like, well. Okay, and then my new start. This was very spontaneous today because I got off work. We had a half day. It was glorious. I didn't do anything except show a movie, which, you know, there ain't nothing wrong with showing a movie when you're a teacher. And I got home and left. Oh, I have another story to tell you, but I'll tell you it at the end because it's whatever. Got home, went shopping with Dylan. We went to Target. We went to Marshall's. We went to this discount store called Ollie's. And I was like, I need to get a present for your parents, because my family didn't really celebrate Christmas, so we don't really do Christmas presents, but Dylan's family does. And so I need to, get a gift for them. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what to shop for them. They're going to move sometime soon-ish. So I don't want to get a whole bunch of stuff. And then I was like, duh, I can stitch something. Christmas is a month away, but I was like, what can I stitch? What do I have in my stash? What could I start today? And I am jumping the gun a little bit and starting another Cliffside Stitches. Bing! I started this one, which is Norwegian Sampler by Cliffside Stitches on Etsy. And it's because Dylan's mother is Norwegian, and I think that she would like this. I don't know how I'm going to finish it. I'm going to have to finish it somehow. But I started it 3 hours ago, and I got this far. And now going back to Zoe. Oh, by the way, this is stitched on 40 count Newcastle light mocha linen. And I got it from my LNS, which I have to show you. That. But this, I was watching Zoe's video, and she was in one of my lives a couple weeks ago, and I was talking about two-handed stitching or something, and she was like, oh, so do you stitch with 2 needles? And I was like, no, I think you mean 2 hands. And she was like, no, I mean 2 needles. And I was like, what? How do you stitch with 2 needles? And I've been doing it on this, and it's really fun. It's really fun. I will have to do this for a Stitch With Me live and use 2 needles like she does. And I'm telling you, if you stitch with 2 hands, the transition is not as difficult as you may think. Here I am 2 hours in using that technique, being like, it's not that difficult. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited about it. But this is so dainty and delicate. I'm using 1 strand over 2 fabric threads. Excuse me while I get so distracted by these. Okay. Yeah, Norwegian Sampler by Cliffside Stitches. I started this, and I'm hopefully going to finish it in a month. We'll see. Less than, because I want to get it finished. I'll probably have to do it myself. I'll probably have to frame it myself. DMC threads, I think there's 4 colors. Black, blue, red, and burnt yellow. So expect to see this a lot. Dude, this is really, really gorgeous. This might be the perfect combination. 40 count, 1/1, or 1/2. Okay, so that's my new start. So, haul. I found my LNS, my local needle workshop. It is called the Stitching Post, and it's in Catonsville, Maryland, which is maybe like a 20-minute drive from my place. And I went there, and I never really knew how magical walls covered in finished pieces is. I never knew how magical that was. And it inspired me to finish more of my projects. We'll see if that actually happens, but I went in there and I was like, I don't know what to expect. I've only seen pictures online, and it was everything and more. So I didn't have a shopping list, but I went, and they have a massive pattern supply stock. Lots of patterns. I saw some long dogs. I saw Plum Street Samplery. I saw holiday stuff. Their holiday stuff is out. And then like all of the things hung on the wall were beautifully finished in frames, and they had a number by it. So I'm sure they sold all the patterns of those. And there were lots of Maryland patterns. It was really cool. Some Baltimore patterns. And I asked them, I was like, who stitches these? And she's like, just anyone who works here or who enjoys it. So I hope I can, go back there and have some more fun with them. I entered a giveaway. Hopefully I win it, but who knows. So what I bought was fabric. So I got this 40 count. I have a sticker. 40 count light mocha Newcastle linen. And they just were selling, these sizes or whatever. This one is square, this pattern, and it's 140 by 140. So it's like 7 inches. So it won't be too big. I also got 35 count lamb's wool linen, a 13 by 18 piece. I've never stitched on 35 count. I'm interested. And speaking of 30 something count, I got 32 count Jobelin. My first Jobelin. And it's white. I was really boring. Like, they had pretty colors, and I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna just stick with the white and the linen. So that's what I got. 17 by 18. Good piece. I don't know what I want to try on this. Maybe I'll stitch the pattern that I bought. I was looking at I got some needles as well. Bowen, 28 count, because Bowen is nice. And then I have not tried these, so I bought these. John James. Anybody try John James? Anybody use John James? I think they're a little bit spendier than DMC, but I used one and it feels pretty good. I do like Bowen. These are the same price, but the Bowen you get one more. John James is 5, Bowen is 6. And then I couldn't resist. They had short ones. Short tapestry needles. Now the tips are shaped a little bit differently than the regular size ones, but I just had to try them. They're a little bit more expensive too, but I had to try them. Look at how cute they are. Look how teeny tiny they are. They're so little. And then my pattern that I bought, it was we saw this hanging on the wall, and I was like, Dylan was like, oh, now I know what to get you for Christmas. I'll buy you a pattern. And I was like, maybe don't buy me a pattern unless I know what it's gonna be. And I was like, how about this? How about you pick something that you want me to stitch? And he picked this, which I don't have a cover photo of. But the title is New Baltimore Ballpark. New Baltimore Ballpark. And then it says on here, because the name of the new ballpark is protected by law, the chart does not have the name of the ballpark. This ballpark is Camden Yards, which is where the Orioles play, and that ballpark was built in the 70s. So this chart is like 30 years old at least. And how can you go wrong with a 30-year-old chart? Like, this is going to be great. And guess what? It's a chart that is hand-drawn. Hand-drawn. Look. I know you can't see that. But this is hand-drawn. You can go check out my latest Stitch With Me if you want to see that. So, like... Oh, it looks good. That's what... It's the Orioles ballpark. The new Baltimore ballpark. And they couldn't put Camden Yards on there because it was protected by the law. But this, it's gonna be a great chart when it's finished. Maybe I'll do this on the 32 count. I wonder if the piece is big enough. How big is this? Oh, it doesn't say. I'll have to count it eventually. It's a decent size, right? Who knows? Maybe in the new year I'll start that. And then I got one more piece of haul, which was not from my LNS, but I wanted to share it with you because I have been really bad, and maybe it's because of what's going on in my life, but I've been pretty bad about keeping track of how many stitches I do a day. And how I was doing it was I was doing it in a spreadsheet should I show you? In Google Drive. Here, let me show you. I think I've shown this before. I'm not quite sure. But let me go to display. So what I did was I write down the number of stitches, the date I stitched it, which project, and the percentage progress. So I was really good about this until about June, July, when we were moving. I didn't really write down everything that I did. So this is full. All these columns are full crosses, and then I have 10 stitches in these two columns because I don't count them the same. Right, 1,410 stitches is technically only 700 full crosses, so I counted them differently. I think I haven't recorded everything from Barnyard or USA maybe. But see, look at how bad I was at this in September. I almost forgot what 9 was. So I was pretty bad about it. So I think I want to do it. I'll keep it the similar way, but I'll do it by project, I think, rather than chronological. I mean, by date. So I got me a notebook, fabulous notebook, and I got it at Marshall's, and I spent way too much on it, but whatever. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Good philosophy with your cross-stitch projects, right? So you can start any projects that you want, right? And so I decided that I will keep track of them by project. I do have project trackers, but they're on my tablet, and I don't feel like opening my tablet every single time I stitch. I figure out, I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much faith in myself and I won't actually record my stitches very well, but We'll try. Oh, maybe it's because I was trying to do it in 2 places. Anybody like this where you're like, I need to keep all this data, and then you end up taking the data in like 3 different places or 2 different places? That's what I was doing. I was writing them in my spreadsheet and then, writing a project tracker, and it just wasn't working. It was just too much work, and then I would give up, and I would stop and give up. So I just have, I did a page for my Norwegian Sampler, but I have to go do this for all my other projects, which Whip Parade is going to happen eventually before the end of the year. Anyway, so I have the chart designer, where I got it, Etsy, the size, the floss, what style, 1/2, full cross, fabric, where I got the fabric, because we all like to keep track of that, right? Start date, finish date, and then I'm just going to add the date that I stitched on it. I'm not counting my stitches for these because they're not in Pattern Keeper, so I just like, whatever. I'll just write down the dates that I worked on it. Now, for those of you who keep track of your projects in a notebook like this by project, how do you keep track of your full coverage? Because I anticipate that my full coverage are going to take up like multiple pages. So how do you do that? Do you just like guesstimate how many pages you're going to take up with one project? Do you write really small? Is there anyone that writes it in their notebooks and does it that way? I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of excited about that. So my plans are to get a move on this and enjoy my break, my Thanksgiving break. That's what I'm going to do. So hopefully I can get lots stitched on this, because future Kaylee is going to be mad at me, but I decided I wanted to do this in less than a month. I think it's doable. I mean, I stitch a lot, but I might miss the variety. And that's it. Oh, I have a story. So that's all the stitching stuff. It's longer than normal because I had lots of whips and I talked a lot, and I'm in better spirits than I was before. So thank you. Cheers. If you don't want to hear a story, I'll see you soon. Sometime. Follow me or subscribe and click the bell notification. I go live every week, but sometimes I surprise you, and I do a surprise live. And it's just whichever way the wind blows me. So okay, I have a story. My last day before my break today, I was just like going to work as normal. I'm like, thank goodness we have a half day. I'm just gonna be chill. I can relax and get my break started chill. And I was sitting at a stoplight, and somebody decided to run the red light, and everyone's okay, but the person who ran the red light struck another car, whose vehicle slid and struck my car. Now, I'm not gonna say like struck, because that I just did, but they bumped me basically, but did some damage to the front. So everyone's okay, but I was just like, wow, it's been a long time since I've been in a minor, or since I've like been involved in like a vehicle touching another vehicle, and it's really scary. It happened right in front of me. I was like first at the light, and she ran the light and hit the other car, and I was just like, whoa. She was going, I mean, she wasn't going slow. So anyway, I think I hear Dylan coming home, so I'm gonna go. I don't want to sing right now, so deal with it. Again, thank you so much for all your kind words of support from last week, and I will see you soon. If not before Sunday, on Sunday.